referee slows down, but there was a foul. Because GB make the subs. Nico Eisenhart is out, Liv Dora is in. Zoe Hines out, Charlie Brinkcast in. Lee Maynard's out, Ellie Shelley's in. GB have plenty of time. Time's on their side, and a good drive as well as they go towards the goal. A break, but a good stop by the French defender, and she punches the puck out wide. Play in the far corner. A good spot for GB. At the moment, we've got a tie game and a chance for GB. The flat flick has just not made it onto the goal. It hit the goal tray, but it doesn't hit the back. Apologies if the camera just drops. Just resetting its timing. But we'll get it back up. There's a minute to go. Chance for GB to break. Can they turn the corner? Oh, there's a stoppage in the play. Was that chance as GB got it on the frame of the goal? The last chance that GB had had, as it looks like they're going down to 5 in the water. Looks like Maddie Walker. It is Maddie Walker with the silver base in her fins, who has to wait out the remainder of the game, so it'll be 6 on 5 against GB, and France look like they're determined to take us down to the other end of the pool. What do GB do here? Do they stay aggressive? Now surely they defend the draw to keep the points ticking over in the division. Draw against South Africa, draw against France, as they try to fight to get second and third. Good swim by the forwards there to stop them coming in. Zoe Hines has lost the foot. GB bodies need to get down for the last 10 seconds. The French drive stopped emphatically. Great work, Emily. And she swims it out. There was no way they were going to get to the goal in that time. But at the moment it counted, GB just couldn't quite get it in at the far end. The chance to win it. They were down to 5. They defended expertly to stop the play from going out into the goal. A tough way for the game to go. The lead changing 3 times in the match as Great Britain took the lead. Then it was France who scored 2 goals in quick succession. GB came back, and GB fought on with a nice break. Then France when Zoe Hines was sent out to the single for the first time. The reason you never know what will happen the rest of this group. Unclear. Just gives a lot of interest.
Yes.
Great to see such levels of competitive hockey across both under 24. We're going to break off now as we have Colombia versus France. So we'll go down to the side straight and we'll be
So welcome to the next game here on Court B at the Colombia under-19 women's team here against France under-19 women. So currently, based on the standings, Colombia have had a good spell so far. They've won 4 games and only lost 2. France have won 3, lost 4. So expect an exciting match here as play gets underway, with France getting to the strike first, taking the puck up the left-hand side. And it's locked currently on the left-hand wall. Lots of players down on the bottom. France looking to get this one, chipping it out now into the middle. However, it's received onto the Colombian players' bat. France get back into contention, however, driving this one. Play has been stopped. And it is a French free puck into the Colombian half, so good start by the French. So France taking the free puck, meeting with some resistance by the Colombians, who take the opportunity to try and clear this out, lay it onto another Colombian place, stick turn, and now going to try and drive this one out to the wall. France, however, intercept it. Colombia staying down to defend, and play has been stopped. It's a Colombian free puck this time. So Colombia flicks it over the French stick. However, France down in numbers and back onto the attack once more. They've got options here. It's glided past the French player, who picked it up again on the other side of their stick. However, Colombia trying to stretch to get to it, but they're not. France going on the charge here. It's getting close to the tin. They're going to try and flick it in. Colombia trying to ensure they have somebody down to defend it. But the play has been stopped, and it's going to be a Colombian free puck. That was a great piece of play by the French. That was so close to being the first goal in this match for France. But I think the infringement got called on the way to France swimming to the tin. Colombia now with a big flick there out to the right hand wall. France again getting numbers down. They've got a good formation here. Colombia trying to hold on to it, turning. So some good robust defending. There was a lot of pressure there from the French, and France again now being made to have to swim as Colombia get it over to the other side of the pool and drive it up the left hand side. Great piece of play here by Colombia. They're maintaining possession, they're finding the passes. Good swim right into the middle of the pool, and there's a good charge by the Colombians. And the goal has been called. So Colombia, after a nervous start there, where a goal was nearly conceded against them, take a big drive all the way up the pool. Almost didn't stop until it reached the tin. So the number 3 player, Maria Del Mar Rubial Espinal, gets things off to a good start for Colombia. So we reset for the strike again. France get the speed, go straight in, launch it down the right hand side, and jink it past one Colombian player. However, they're determined to try and keep this stuck to the wall. They're going to try and recycle it. France with good numbers, but Colombia power through 3 French players. Now they're going to try and swim it out into the middle. Flick, it's landed on the Colombian stick, and there's another player over to the side who's managed to get possession as well. It's a good sustained spell. A quick turn, and again powered through a French defender. France now trying to chip it, but the play has been stopped. It's going to be a Colombian free puck. So the play is going to restart just into the French half. Colombia back on the attack once more and taking it over to the right. Long pass over. France read it well. Take it over to the right hand side again. 2 against 2 here. France trying to power it down the wall. It's getting held up, but France come away with it. So they're chasing. However, Colombia execute a brilliant about turn. And Colombia now taking a big drive. France trying to get this one out to the side. Everybody has gone to the surface. No stoppage of play called. Everybody having a momentary breather, but it's restarted once again. France now trying to get it out the danger zone, but it's landed straight back onto a Colombian stick, and it's going back through the middle, and it's a big power here by Colombians. France trying to turn and get this one out. They've got to watch themselves because Colombia again trying to ensure that they've got a player. France had a good defence though. It goes out along the left-hand wall. There's a big chip here. Colombia read it, intercept it. They're going to turn, launch it back on a counter-attack. Colombia trying to ensure that they can get it past, but France read this one, swim it out to the barrier, and the referees have called stoppage of play. So that was a stick infringement by the French. Colombia are going to get a free puck right in the middle of the pool, and dangerously close for France to the French 10. So play underway once again. Colombia charge in, take a big pick. They're going to power this one all the way through. They're trying to get it underneath the body. More players pile into the tin, and Colombia still not quite managing to find it, but this time round it's being battled right on the edge of the tin. France still managing to hold it out for the time being, and that was an incredible piece of defence. They managed to stop the puck reaching the tin. Colombia are going to sweep this one out a long way back on a big switch. However, France have intercepted it. They're turning. They're trying to stretch the French team out here, indicating they're going to execute a flick. France trying to get there first. Colombia also desperate to try and get this one back into the tin. A good quick turn, but there's nobody to pass to for Colombia. France looking to stop this going in, but this time round Colombia pop it into the tin. That was a very long wide switch by the Colombians. I think they were trying to stretch the French team out there. It's paid its just rewards though. Colombia with their second goal, and that's number 11, Valentina Gomez Quintero. So with 6 minutes 40 seconds remaining of the first half, we have a French timeout. Just going to see whilst we have this timeout if I can find some of the previous results for the Colombian team. So looking down the list, I can see that the previous encounter, which was their first match in the women's under-19 tournament here at Ponds Forge, favoured the Colombians 8 goals to 2. So this is a much closer encounter. They've also had a number of fairly big victories, but they did come up against a bruising encounter with New Zealand, which they lost 7-1. This is their first match today. Looking also here at the French under-19 women's team as play restarts. Here with France, Colombia only 2 goals to the Colombians. I can see France have had a bit of a mixed bag, but they have beaten South Africa 4-0. Close encounter with Britain that they came off the winners 6-5. So play's been stopped here. This one is going to be a Colombian. No, apologies, it's a French free puck. So France having a good attack now that the play has restarted. Good drive straight into the heart of the Colombian attackers, who are looking to work out which way they want to swim this one. They haven't got the backup. They've got 2 French players, but they do manage to maintain possession. Or they did. France, however, got it back. And play has been stopped. It's going to be Colombian free puck. We've got another timeout here, so this time it's going to be the Colombians calling the timeout. So following this match, the next match for France is going to be against South Africa tomorrow morning, the first match of the day. Then I can see that we've got a rematch of this match, in fact, on Tuesday following it. So looking at the Colombian ladies team, their next match is going to be against Great Britain, and that's going to be one this evening. But as it stands right now, we've got 5 minutes of the first half remaining. France looking to get a goal under their belts. However, Colombia taking a good charge here. That's a powerful swim by the Colombians, and they've got the player looking to get this one, and that was a great piece of play by the Colombian team. It was a powerful swim, and then with a player ready to receive the pass, launched the puck over the French defender and planted it into the tin. So 3rd goal here for Colombia. That's Mariana Jimenez Lotero, the Colombian captain, with 3rd goal here for Colombia. So France generally getting to the puck faster on the strikes, giving them the opportunity to try and swim this, which they're doing very well here. They're swimming this hard, and it's going all the way. Colombia fighting to try and stop this going straight into the tin straight from the strike. The referees have called it, so it's barging by the Colombians, who tried to use a bit of too much brute force there against the French. It was a great spell of play that went almost from the strike deep into the Colombian half. However, play has been reset a bit further back down the pool. France going to swim this one diagonally across, but chip it into the middle. Colombia, however, power it back out onto the right hand side. Again, another long swim, big pass. France intercept that one well. However, looking for options to pass to. There's 2 French defenders working in unison. There's a good turn there by the French. Back they go down the left-hand wall. Now they're following up in numbers. They've reset. They're powering forwards. A good turn. Can they lay this one off? No, Colombia have intercepted it. Dummy it past the player. And now they're on a charge once again, looking for a forward pass to the next Colombian in line. So France trying to stop Colombia and their big swims again. Another dummy pass to French. This is going to get powered a long way towards the tin. Colombia still maintaining possession. France trying to battle this one out. However, they've got to watch themselves here because of the fact that now I think the play has been stopped, and in the end it's been called in the French team's favour. France getting a chance here to defend this one and push it back out, go on the attack. So France going to swim this one out to the right hand wall, trying to get the numbers ready to flick the puck over the Colombian player's stick. However, it's being swum back out into the middle. France stretching to get to the puck, but they are still making some good progress. A good flick here down to the French player. 3 Colombians trying to stop the rock. Unfortunately for France, they just can't quite get that final pass onto the stick, so instead Colombia now with 2 players against 1. Again, good defending there by France. Puck and play has been stopped. Looks like could be a stick infringement by the Colombians. France getting a free puck here with a minute to go in this first half. So the French down on the bottom. They're going to try and swim this one through, chip it to another French stick. That's worked fairly well, although Colombia now sweeping it out to the left-hand wall, trying to hold it, waiting for another player to get into position before they launch a big pass. France trying to get 2 or 3 players down, get it back onto France's possession. France now seeing if they can sweep it out diagonally. Colombia now play has stopped. So this is still with the French, however there is only 8 seconds left, so this would have to be a fast free puck to be taken. The clock is still counting down, and France continuing to drive this. The half-time has been called, however. Players still down on the bottom, but half-time is called. And at the end of that first half, Colombia have 3-0 against the French. So looking here at the under-19s, women's under-19s tournament, this one's actually, because there are only 5 teams participating, it's going to be a triple round robin. So each team's going to get to play each other 3 times. So it's going to be interesting to see how this develops. As I say, the previous outcome, the first time round, Colombia 8-2. The conclusion of the first match. This one's now 3-0. And there have been some good pieces of play by the French. Unfortunately, haven't quite managed to convert it yet. Colombia proving strong on the counter-attack. They've done some long swims to get it out of their half. And when they get the momentum behind them, have proven particularly difficult to stop for the French. But certainly, although I didn't commentate on the first match, this one I imagine to be a lot more closely contested. So I imagine that there's been some constructive team talks during the half-time period. We haven't seen any players sent out in this first half, so it means we're getting to see a lot more play between the two teams. We'll see how the second half pans out. Colombia obviously currently have the 3-goal advantage. So players line up, preparing for the strike. We've seen so far that France have been the faster to get to the puck first. And this time around I think it's going to be the French again. Yes, they managed to get it out onto the left hand side. However, Colombia steal possession from the French. They turn, they execute a long pass over. France unable to catch it quite in time. However, Colombia are still trying to defend this one and get it back out into the centre of the pool. Once again, Colombia turn, power it through one of their French players, and that's been stopped. French free puck this time around. So France now chance to attack. They're driving this up the left. This is a good piece of play by the French. They've got several players down. They're turning it, trying to get it back onto another French player's bat. However, Colombia, with some resolute defending, trying to ensure that they can get it safe. France are trying to pin them down, but the play has been stopped here. So it was, play's been called, it was barging against Colombia. So Colombia get a chance to take this free puck and get it out to safety. And it's taken by the Colombians. However, although two French players had a chance to intercept it, it did in the end fall for the Colombians. They're now driving it down the pool, and they've got some clear space here. France scrambling to try and keep this one away from the centre of the pool where they've got more Colombian players, but Colombia are forging through in numbers here. Several players down on the bottom. France trying to avoid this going back into the tin. However, Colombia do manage to hold on to the puck, turn and power it into the French tin. So another goal for Colombia. Number 9, this time it's Michel Montoya Gil. One thing the Colombians have done particularly well is when they get near the tin, if France try and power it out, they have had the longer reach, managed to maintain the puck onto their stick and turn, feed it back in once again. So it's a tactic that's worked particularly well for the Colombians. They always manage to stay down on the bottom, hold the puck. France this time, however, powering down the right-hand wall. So the play has been stopped. And it's going to be a Colombian free puck. So Colombia get a chance to reset and progress up the left-hand side. However, France immediately retaliate. This is a good drive by the French. Colombia trying to stop them. However, I think that's been stopped again. I think this one might be an equal puck. I think no team in the end came out favoured by this. So Colombia take the free puck, pass it backwards, but France immediately seize the initiative here. They're going towards the middle of the goal. However, they haven't got a player over to the side, so they're going to need to somehow try and get this back into the middle. Colombia managing to keep their defence. France turn and look for the backup. Colombia are trying to power it back through. France knock the stick out of the Colombian player's hand, so Colombia are effectively now need to scramble to get back onto this. This is a good piece of play here by the French. Colombia are trying to power this one back out. France intercepting it well. This is a good piece of play. They're trying to get it near the centre of the pool, but they can't quite get it over to the other French player. Colombia to stop. This is going to be a French advantage puck. So again, we've got a good chance here for France. They've had a bit of resolute battling here with the Colombians. They weren't far off of managing to score, so they're going to charge it in this time round. Good fast swim. It's gone underneath one Colombian player's bat. However, Colombia again managing to keep the bodies on the bottom. France execute a great turn there by their number 9, who was Manon Royer. So they're trying to ensure that Colombia don't get... the play has stopped once again. So it's a France free puck. Again, still in the Colombian half. So, are France able to get this one? There's a good flick in. They've got the players. Can they get... There's a big melee going on. Can they get it into the tin? There's a big power on. Yes, they have. Good piece of work. The referees are in discussion here. I don't think they're going to call this. In the end, even though the puck went into the tin, an infringement was called. So France have a player out on the side, and Colombia now on the attack. So France now looking to drive this back in, though. However, they have only got 5 players. So that was a risky move there by the Colombians, passing back even though France were also there ready to receive it. So Colombia now powering forward. They've got 3 here, so they've got options either side. They want to get this onto the left-hand side if they can, but they're going all the way. Colombia are just going to swim this one in. That was a fantastic swim. Powerful performance there by Colombia. They had the options, but they could just sit with the current player who battled it. Number 5 there, Valentina Rodriguez Vasquez. Just too powerful for the French defence. Swam it, even with options either side, into the tin. So, after a good strong spell of French attack, Colombia have responded with a quick swim down the other end of the pool, making it 5-0 to them. So we're now halfway through the second half. France still on 5. Melan Dicalou is going to be out for another 40 seconds. But France here going on the attack down the right this time. There's good spell of play. It's gone back to France. There's some space here if they can get it back onto another French bat. But the referees have called it. They've called and stopped the play. It's going to be a Colombian free puck. So we are still slightly into the Colombian half. Colombia want to get this back into the French half. However, even though the players are down on the bottom, they're all going to need to go to the surface because Colombia has called a timeout. Unfortunately for the French, it was 2 seconds too early for them, so they still have a player on the side. Apologies for a slight pop in the sound there, if you heard that. So Colombia getting ready to restart with the free puck. As play is going to reset once again. And France now back up to their full complement as well, but Colombia taking this one down the right. They're meeting a lot of resistance with the French. Lots of French players down on the bottom trying to power this one through, trying to make sure that Colombia can't turn, however they do. They're holding it on the wall. France now charge in. Doesn't manage to succeed, but they have got possession still. However, that has been called as a free puck to the French. So once again, we're seeing a good spell here from the French trying to get a goal. And again, it's a good drive through. Colombia with more bodies down on the bottom trying to stop this going anywhere. It's gone onto a French bat. Colombia, however, more bodies on the bottom. I think that's barging by the French. So Colombia here with a chance to get this out to safety. It's set up on the left-hand side of the pool, and they look as if they're trying to swim it into the middle. It's a big, long, skidding pass. France, however, read it, but Colombia still have more numbers down. France pinging it off the barrier. Colombia going to turn and swim, which was fortuitous because they didn't really have a pass on there, but this is going to be a big flick. Colombians managing to have a big advance there. They charged up the pool, changed directions, and barging was called against the French, so Colombia have a free puck. So Colombia take it. They're going down in numbers. They're powering through the French defence. However, France keep this one at bay. They're holding it in the corner. So Camille Daimar, the French captain there, doing some sterling work. France now powering up the left-hand wall, but they pass it to a Colombian who is trying to stop the French advance. It's not succeeding. France is going all the way down the wall with this one. Colombia now looking to swim this one out to safety, all the way out to the other side of the pool, but the play has been stopped. And we've got so it's barging, it's been called. I think we're going to get a player on the side. And we've got a Colombian player out onto the side this time. France with a good opportunity here as the free puck is quickly taken. So France going straight into the middle, big flick. And it's still on the French bat, but Colombia with 3 players trying to ensure this is going nowhere. It's been called. I think that was unsportsmanlike conduct this time round. And this time round we've got a French player out on the side. So that's made it on as even between the two. They're now down to 5 apiece. So Colombia now with the opportunity to swim this one out to safety. Chips the pass, but it's gone to France. France now trying to power it in, but being moved and persuaded back over to the right-hand side. Colombia finds some space back in the middle of the pool, but France also trying to get it. But Colombia now with a great opportunity. They swing it out to the right. France now struggling to get back to stop this. They've got 1 player with 2 Colombians. And she continues on now, the Colombian player. She's getting close to the 10. She's flicked it. And I'm just looking to see what the call is here. It's actually been called as a free puck to the French. So great swim by Colombia, but the goal not called. It was foul. So France now with a chance to get this one back out to safety and back into the middle the pool to reset the play. So they're taking this one up the wall. A good battle. They've got it through the first Colombian and possibly the second, who's into some trouble here because France are in the middle of the pool. However, they're being persuaded and powered out to the side. Colombia now going to take this one up the left-hand wall instead, so they can see they're holding it. They're looking for another pass. They've stayed down on the bottom. So France, however, get a chance to power in. They knock it off the Colombian stick, hold on to the puck. But we've got a call here. I think that was gloving. And I think this is going to be called as a Colombian free puck. There's a minute and 18 seconds remaining. Colombia 5-0 up. France still down to 5 at the moment. Although within 20 seconds time that will change. So we've got another foul called, and it's going to be another Colombian free puck. France doing well here with only 5 in the water against the 6 Colombians, but Colombia trying to charge this up the left-hand side, turn it back into the middle, but France going forward in numbers here. They're holding it on the wall, trying to get the next French player in to move it. Colombia trying to swing this. It's a big flick into the middle. However, France read that. Turn. They're going to pass it on to another French bat. Colombia turning too. Find the space in between the 2 French players. This is their number 7. Maria Jimenez Lotero, their captain. And we've got a big tussle here. And it's resulted in a Colombian goal. Their 6th of this game. So I think that's going to see us through at the end. So it was the number 10, Mariana Beltran Londono. And this is going to be, although the puck's going to get reset in the middle, there's going to be little chance for anything further to happen other than a short piece of swimming. So that is the end of the game. Similar result to the first time round. Goal difference. Colombia ending up the victors here, 6-0.